Okay, here we are on our final component of our summer school math lessons, and that is the workplaces. So I'm at this grade 2 document again, and I'm going to scroll down until I find the workplace over here. And to go along with what they have put as warm-ups and then lessons, they have workplaces. And each of these workplaces is really nicely organized because there are different hyperlinks that bring you to different places. So this first hyperlink is going to give you the guide and instruction. So this is your lesson plan as a teacher to look at. You're going to look at what materials you need. They're listed right here, what skills and concepts this is working on, assessment, how you might differentiate the lesson, and then there's the instructions on how to do the workplace, okay? And then it starts to get into another workplace, so be careful that you're just looking at the directions for the one that you clicked on. We're looking at 2E, and then it switches to 3A, so just be careful that you're not looking ahead at other workplaces by accident. All right, so now that same workplace, if you go to the second link down, it has the recording sheets. So you're going to need these for your students. And in COVID, we want each student to have their own recording sheet. There it is. You can print those right out. So that link is helpful. It brings you right to what you need. They also have it set up so that if you're using technology, if you have iPads, this is a link to the student workplace, or if you end up doing this as a whole class activity rather than students working on their own, this is what it would look like in a digital format. So there's this instructions, and then the second page, you click over here. This is how you would actually play the game, and the spinner is right here. You just click on it to spin. This is where you would roll your dice. So everything is set up beautifully right here. Here are your beans that you get to move and place in different locations. So Bridges, again, has done an excellent job of making this fairly easy for the teacher if you're doing this in a digital format. And finally, there are sentence frames. So if you want students to be talking about what they're doing, this sets up some sentence frames. I think the scoop has blank beans. I am going to take another scoop. When I get count by tens, I get blank. So this is if you want your students talking about the mathematics more and really thinking about what would go in those blanks, you can use those. My suggestion is you're probably not going to use the sentence frames. Just be sticking to the actual workplace part of it. As I've listed on another slide, there are some ways to deal with workplaces in COVID. You can do them digitally. You can do them as a whole group. You can have kids and partners with their own materials and their own recording sheets. If you do share materials, just have kids hand sanitize before they use materials and after the materials. I think there are definitely ways that you can get kids working together on these workplaces and using materials in a COVID-safe way. So please don't ignore the workplaces or try not to do them because you're worried about COVID. There is a way to get them done, and there's so much value in kids working together and talking about their mathematics. There's been so much research about how kids learn more from each other than they actually learn from their teacher. So that's why this is an important component of your math lesson this summer. And that would be your last. So you've got your math at home warm-up. You've got your Bridges intervention lesson, which is addressing some skills the students might be missing. And then you have your workplace that goes along with it. So hopefully this makes it really simple to plan what you're going to do for math with your students this summer.